Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Today I want to take a look at how we can possibly create this kind of button inside of Roblox Studio. So I think this is going to be a fun little project. Of course, I'm going to start in Photoshop so we can first create the design, and then we're going to focus on how we can import all this stuff so the structure is nice and proper. Now, if you don't have Photoshop, you can still follow along using Photopea. We're going to start with a background frame. As you can see, there's like a little background tab. So I'm going to go for like just some corner value. We're going to create a little background frame like this. Very simple. A rectangle. Let's grab a simple color, as you can see. Okay, so here is our little background frame. We're not going to add the stroke just yet. And now let me center. I have spent hundreds of hours making these videos and also designing products for you guys. If you are a creator who is serious about their dreams and goals in creating game projects, or if you are a creative and a designer as well who is looking to make a career out of designing, then you will appreciate these design resources I have created. If you're building an anime inspired game, well, we have interface kits just for that. If you want a free sample, you can get the preview bundle completely for free. So if you are serious, then check it out with the link below or gfxcomment.com. If you are not serious, these are not for you and you can ignore this message. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy this video. We're going to create our basic button. So on a new layer, we're going to go for our rectangle, draw a very simple shape, and we're going to round the corners more so like 45. Should I resize and get the proportions correct here? Let's say we can go for like 50. Yes, yep, definitely better. So 50 it is, and we're going to go for a nice purple color, as you can see. Okay, this should not be too difficult. So we're going to copy our shape, Control J, blending options right here. We're going to go for inner glow. Okay, clear white. And we're going to increase the size like this, just like so. We're going to have the opacity all the way up, and in here we're going to turn fill all the way down. We're going to hit OK, and basically we should have this effect on a new layer. Right click and rasterize their style. Now basically once we export and bring this into Studio, we can adjust the strength like this and get a very similar effects going on right here, as you can see. And now there is a nice stroke effect, which I think we can replicate using a very simple stroke in the form of a gradient. We're going to go from color to gradient, as you can see. Let's go for black to white and change the colors. So firstly we have like this very bright purple color, and then we have stuff like, you know, more normal purple. We have some variations here, and then we have the same thing down here. Okay, so let's take a look. We can modify the angle of all this stuff. Of course, let's just lower the opacity for now so we could get a more accurate look at our progress. I think 15 is good. So this looks pretty good. And I mean, lastly, we just have what seems to be a shadow here as well as a stroke. So we can actually copy a new shape under, and I'm basically going to use this just to resize like that. And I suppose inside of Studio we are just going to layer all this stuff, but increase the size and also the radius here, 55, 56 or so. And for example, we're just gonna have a black stroke, like 2 pixels, right? And then we're gonna copy the shape one last time, take off the effects, make the color black. Right here we're going to go filter, blur, and Gaussian blur right here. We don't need too much, probably like 3. Yeah, 2.5 is probably fine. Let's go center on our little tab. Okay, let's go and add our details. We have like a little plus icon here, as you can see. There's like a little inner shadow as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and look for an icon for us. Go for a plus. So I think I'm going to create my own square shape so it is more round. So I'm going to grab only the plus icon itself. Right here, as you can see, we're going to resize to match like this, and then we're going to create a square shape with hopefully the same corner radius. Go 20 is actually perfect, so let's go for 20. I'm going to make this pure white and center our plus. I'm going to hold control, click on the icon of this layer to make a selection. Go to my rectangle, right click, and rasterize and hit backspace. This will make a cutout, as you can see. And now basically inside of blending options at the inner glow here, 1 pixel, and adjust the opacity 30, maybe like that. You can see colors like a little different. It's not just white. What kind of color is this? Yeah, kind of go for like this purplish color, I guess, to kind of match it a little more accurately. And then we can go with the, yeah, I'll say it's pretty good. And then basically we can copy this layer, take off the effects, move it down slightly, and I'm going to grab this like dark purple. Okay, actually bring this back up. I'm going to go filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. And I'm just going to increase the size like that. As you can see, maybe like 72 pixels. Yeah, it's pretty good. This right here is our plus icon. Let's call this icon like that. This will just go right here. Try to center. Okay, so we have our plus icon, and then we have some very simple text. New, like that. There's like a very slight stroke. I don't know if you guys can see, but oops, let's go add a stroke. Like 1 pixel. Just like that. Very good. Looking pretty good so far. Okay. These are more towards the left side. And like this. Text size could be increased very slightly. Okay. Next we have this faint dividing line. You go for corner radius 0. And then we're just going to draw a very simple shape with a width of about 4. And just go for a similar color here. Perhaps a little fainter. And lastly, arrow icon. So I'm going to go for arrow, make sure I have a larger size. And I would say the closest we have here is probably going to be, I'm going to say like, this one is too thin. Same effects as our icon, so copy their cell and paste. Adjust the size right here. Okay, so let's make sure we name our layers so that we are organized. Here is the icon, text, and right here is the arrow. So lastly, it appears we just have some glow effects here, as well as the little stroke to show the environmental effect of the glowing button, basically. So very simple. I'm going to copy one of these layers, probably this one. Let's say take off the effects, make sure the color is like a nice little purple. We can modify this later, obviously. You go filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Bring this up, as you can see, for a nice glowing effect. It's kind of too strong, but it's okay. We can resize this like so. Okay, looking pretty good. Below the shadow, below the opacity, this is how it is going to look, basically. And for our tab, we go ahead, add a stroke about 5 pixels in size. We go for a gradient, and basically we go for angle 0. And I think we're gonna go for, let's see, we go for, if you guys wanna just kind of follow along here, grab this color for both sides, and in the center we're gonna have purple. Try to nice color here, like that. As you can see, it shows that the glow is affecting its surroundings. As you can see, yep, I think that is pretty good. And I actually want to make this less in height, like that. Alright, so I'm going to add this dots texture to the background just to make it more interesting for us. So you don't have to, but I'm just going to add this right here and Control I to invert the colors. Well, actually, wait. I'm gonna go make this a solid white first of all, and then invert the colors. So we have this, as you can see, and now we'll actually modify. Well, I'm going to make a copy, and then let's go ahead and play with the look here. Should look darker, yeah, I like that. More actually. And I guess, wait, I guess we could actually go for like a gradient, right? If we go for a radial, basically that is to say closer to the button it will be brighter like that, and then it will taper off like this, as you can see. If you take a look right here, that is, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. As you can see, some very simple texturing. Okay, so I have this like particle texture. It is really just a bunch of dots you can make just by taking your brush tool and clicking like that, as you can see. So here it is. I'm gonna copy, places like right along the edge, like so. Paste this over here as well. Okay, so pretty cool. Alright guys, so here we are. Before we import or export any assets, I want to first of all set up our canvas at the very least. So starter GUI, screen GUI, we're gonna go for, we go for a frame, canvas frame. This will be our background, and here as you see, we're just going to grab our background color and basically right here just paste. Very simple. Inside of canvas, we're gonna add a frame. This will be our tab. Okay, we're gonna add a UI list layout. We go for center, horizontal as well as vertical. The anchor point for tab is 0.5 and 0.5, as you can see. And here basically we will copy the size. So right here, 1387 by 353. Basically we shall also grab the color. I don't know, I'm not sure if it is the same, but here it is. We're going to add a UI corner as well. I believe like 0.15. 0.1 is sufficient. Okay, so let's take a look at what we need. So for the button itself, let's firstly take off these elements that are on top of the button. We're gonna hide the glow for now. So okay, here's how we are going to export this. So basically this inner glow is going to be its own asset. So I'm going to copy, increase the fill so we have the full range of values, and we're gonna go right click and quick export. Okay, so we have that, and we can pretty much construct the rest of this besides the shadow inside of Studio. So we will copy the shadow, hit Control U, and lightness will go all the way up, so we have a white asset, which means we can recolor inside of Studio. So let's go right click and hit export right here. Alright, so that is the shadow. What else do we have? Okay, so we have the glow. So same thing for the glow. We're gonna hit Control U, saturation to remove the color, lightness all the way up, and export. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and undo. This is going to be tricky. Inside of Studio, we can't add a radial gradient. So how can we achieve the same effect? You know, I guess we can just try. So let's copy our texture out, and I'm going to change the color to make it completely white. As you can see, I'm going to rasterize there. So hold Control, click on the icon of the rectangle to make a selection. I'm going to go right click, inverse, and hit backspace to make a cutout like so, and I will export. Alright, there we have it. And I think lastly for us, it is basically to export the icon and the arrow, the two icons really. Oh, also for these icons, you can see like the slight purple tint. So I think it would be a good idea to hit Control U and take off the saturation and bump up the lightness. And we can also add a levels adjustment, not curves, we go levels, and right click, hit create mask. I'll use this to modify the values. As you can see, we're going to change the color inside of Studio. So we have this, and I will export. And now the same idea is going to apply for the arrow. So Control U, take off the color, levels, and you will see why in a second. Because we don't want our entire button to be fixed to a purple color. That would be just bad design. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to go to my asset manager, and now we'll import all of our assets. Okay, so here it is. Every single thing that we need is right here to start constructing our button. So let's actually begin now with the fun part. I think inside of tab, we're gonna add image label. We're gonna go for our texture. Now I am aware that you could use the tiling features inside of Studio to make your textures. But anyways, let's go fit. Background off in scale. I'm gonna go gradient, and then oops, right here. Let's try to go for something reasonable. Go for like background color slightly brighter. Do the same thing over here. We have the purple tint. Just about like here, I'll say. That is fine. And then yeah, inside of tab, we're going to make a separate frame, anchor, fit parent, background off, because this will be it for our content, which will have a UI list layout with our button. So for our button, 515 by 181, so frame, anchor, oops, here we go, 515 by 181, just like so. Background off. We're gonna go Control C, right click, and paste into, let's call this our base. We're going to bring the background back and make the color black and add a UI corner. Boom. We're going to, let's see, I'll make the like scale 0.2, 0.25 maybe. Inside of template, let's add an image for our shadow. Well, shadow, let's go anchor, and then we're gonna go glass shadow. That's what I have named my assets. Size is 528 by 193. Your background off. This will be color black, and basically let's cut base and paste it inside of shadow. Okay, so actually I think we can have shadow inside of base. Move this down. Okay, you can see that is what we want. So we actually need shadow inside of base, and it's like 0.55 for the Y position. And now for our main frame, the size 504, 171. So frame, let's go 504. Right here, 504 by 171. Let's go anchor and copy. Now this will actually be a UI list layout. We go horizontal, center, vertical, center. Nope. Let's go ahead and add a UI padding. Actually, I'm gonna go top 0.015. It's fine. And I think actually this is 0.25. Let's go 0.2 actually. Let's go for the base 0.3. 0.28. So just adjusting it very slightly. Let's go ahead, grab the color right here and paste purple. Call this main. Inside of main, we're going to add our glow. I'm gonna call this glow. So we're gonna go fit parent and glow. Copy and paste. Background off, scale, and lower the transparency value. Put like 0.85. Could work for us. We have to adjust the corner radius here, so it's actually like 0.28, 0.85, and then the outside, we're gonna have this at 0.3. Okay, so inside of main, let's add a stroke, 2 pixels, the color white, I think. Let's go ahead and add a gradient. Basically here, we want to set our colors like so. Something like this right here. Stroke 3. Okay, if you want, you could actually we could actually make a frame, call this on a stroke. Oops, call this a stroke. Let's go at the same corner. Let's go fit, anchor, background off, scale, and cut and paste the stroke in here. Make this 5 pixels. We're going to modify the size. So this is inside our frame here, basically. I know this is slightly confusing, but yeah, I'm gonna fix the size slightly, like 0.98 across. 8. Okay, to make this really simple for ourselves, I'm just going to inside of main, you can see I've just kind of reorganized the hierarchy a little bit so it is a little more simple. So we have template, base, main, and shadow right here. So inside of main, we're going to add image, and let's just try to make this very simple. We're going to go for our new icon right here. Size, let's make sure it is 72, just about. We go scale like so, as well as modify the color. Oops. Let's do something like this right here, as you can see. And then we could add a text label inside of our button. Perhaps in like a separate video we could possibly explore like how to make this entire thing responsive. But I think with all of these like cascading or nested layers, I think it is a little tricky, but you know, perhaps we can try for some future video. But this will basically say new. We can add a very simple stroke here, a slightly darker, and I think this, this should be good. I can't spell. Anyway, so like right here, just about, and then finally we have the arrow here. Copy ID and paste, and we have size 44 by 44. Anchor, background off. We want to copy the same color from the plus icon onto the arrow right here, as you can see, and this will just go right here, and then we have a divider frame, I think 4 pixels in width and 1 0 in height. Should do it for us. Well, actually, yes, too much. It goes over the stroke, so I guess we'll resizes unless we place this inside of stroke. Oops, inside of stroke. And then we could go 1 0. I'm not sure how helpful or how proper that's gonna be, but let's go for a simple background color. As you can see, places like right here. This is our basic layouts, as you can see. And finally, inside of tab here, we could add image, and we go for a glow. This is the glow. Yeah, so right here we're gonna go for a glass glow. We go for this, and the size like 723, 457. Let's go back off. Scale for content. We're going to cut and paste it so the button goes on top of the glow. And lastly for us, it's just a stroke on the tab itself. Increase the size to make the color white. Add a gradient. In here we're basically going to simple color on both sides, and then right in the center I'm going to go for this purple, something like this right here. And there you guys have it. This right here is our button, as you can see. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like. Let me change the color here a little bit, make it slightly better, I think. Check out our store if you want design assets for your own game project. Check it out, and yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys next time.